My name is Brandon, and in this video, I'm going to be teaching you exactly what you need to do in order to achieve your first calisthenics skill. Just to gain a little bit of information on who I am. I started calisthenics roughly 8 months ago. It took me 1 month to learn my first muscle up. It took me 4 weeks of training without an injury. I had a shoulder injury during that time, but I'm not counting the time previous to that where I was learning how to do a handstand push-up. I did my first handstand push-up in 4 weeks of training, and then I did a front lever, a pretty crappy one, but still a front lever. I haven't been training for even a year, and I haven't focused on it at all in about 2 months. So I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Some of my key lifts in the gym, because I focus more on street lifting, which is weighted calisthenics, are 90 pounds for 6 reps on weighted pull-ups or 100 pounds for 5 reps on weighted pull-ups, depending on which one you want to use. 6 looks a little bit better as a number, but technically 100 pounds for 5 is harder. I've done over 40 handstand push-ups in a workout now, and I've done muscle-ups you can look at on like my YouTube shorts or my Instagram or my TikTok. Now, what do you need to do exactly in order to achieve your first calisthenics skill? I'm not going to be going into training. I'm not going to be going into any of this is mostly going to be like a mindset and like general knowledge video, but this is exactly what you need to do. These are your at least 2 steps. You need to get strong. You need to get strong. This is important. A lot of people disagree with this one. I'm going to emphasize this a lot because it's very important. A lot of athletes disagree with it for some reason, but getting strong is very important for learning skills. You need to do either attempts or progressions of that skill, and then you can train the skill. There's only 3 things. A lot of people get stuck right here and they do only this, and then they try and go here, but they skip this step. So let's say if you're trying to learn a handstand push-up and 2 people, same genetics, same skill set, same whatever. Let's say it takes 2 months for you to get to the level of strength to where you're able to learn a handstand as person 1. And then person 2, they spend all their time doing weighted dips, weighted pull-ups, trying to get stronger. This person knows how to handstand. This person didn't. This person's a lot stronger than this person, but this person can actually do the skill. Now if they go into progressions, this person works on their progressions or pike push-ups or handstand holds or handstand push-up negatives. It takes them a lot longer though to progress in those because they're not as strong and they don't have a good base, and they're building muscle and making neural adaptations at the same time. I'm going to go back into that for a second. This person, after 3 months, they get to 50% of their body weight for 10 unweighted dips and 30 to 40% of their body weight for 8 to 10 reps on weighted pull-ups. 3 months, 3 months. This person's still focusing on progression. So person 1 still doing progressions, or both 3 months in. Person 2 is just now starting to learn skills. This person has such strong wrists and such strong joints and shoulders, and everything is so easy for them to lift their own body weight that they learned their first handstand in 2 weeks. This person, it took them roughly 2 months, I think I said. But this person can do a lot faster because I'm not able to hold up my pinky, my fucking pinky and ring finger, like the nerves are severed together. This person learned it a lot faster because they can do a lot more attempts because their body's a lot stronger, and all they have to do is just focus on learning the skill. It's not as intense for them because they're stronger. They're both on 3 months. Let's round it up to 4 months. 5 months in, person 1 does their first handstand push-up, and that is their absolute maximum. That's all they can do. They can do 1. And they try and repeat that, and they keep doing their progressions, build a better base, build a better base. And maybe like after another 5 months, they do 2, or maybe after 5 months, they can do 4 now. This person, after 5 months, person 1, or person 2, sorry, who got strong, who did the progressions, but just a few of them, just did negative handstand push-ups, just did handstand holds, learned how to do a handstand really quickly, and then just did like a couple sessions of negatives. This person also learned how to do a handstand push-up in 5 months. So they both took 5 months. Person 1 and person 2 both took 5 months to do their first handstand push-up. But the difference is, this person isn't as good as doing handstands. Person 2 can't do handstands as well because they haven't been practicing it as long. But they're a lot stronger. And it took them the same amount of time to learn the skill. What does that tell you? Just think about it for a second. Who will progress faster at this point, now that they both know how to do a handstand, but this person is just so much stronger that they're able to practice it way more? Obviously, this person. So yeah, they both took 5 months, but the difference is this person's able to practice it a lot more, and they're just so much stronger in their chest, tricep, shoulders, back, core, that they can put in a lot more effort. And also, even if they're not as technical yet because they haven't been practicing it as long, they can compensate with just pure strength. This is why you need to get strong. And the most important thing that you need to do as just a guideline is get 50% of your body weight for 10 reps on weighted dips. So if you weigh, let's say you weigh 200 pounds, getting to 10 reps with 100 pounds on weighted dips is crucial. Now, if you're 200 pounds, unless you're like really tall, you're probably a little bit heavier, so you can get your weight down and also progress your weighted dip at the same time, so they can meet here. So really, if you get down to like 180 by the time you hit 100, then really you would only had to get to 90 pounds for 10 reps, which isn't difficult at all. That's 2 plates. That's 40 kilos if you're in a different part of the world other than the US of I. And also for your weighted pull-up, you want to be able to get to 30 to 40% of your body weight for roughly 6 to 8 reps on weighted pull-ups. I got close to 50, or how much did I get? I got around 40 to 45% of my body weight on weighted pull-ups before I started training muscle ups. And when I had my first ever muscle up workout, I was able to do 5 in a row. Granted, it wasn't great form because I wasn't technical yet, but the person who is technical at the muscle up isn't able to do as many as attempts because they're just not as strong, versus me, who is really strong, who's able to do more attempts. It's kind of like when you get into fighting. And if you have someone who's never fought before and you have another person who's never fought before, but this person is like a marathon runner, they're a sprinter, and let's just say like they got sick and they're not as good shape, but they still have some of those like lung adaptations. Let's say they got like muscle anorexia, where like their muscles tear down and they go to the same level like physically as this person, but they still have the lungs, they still have the heart, they still have the just like cardiovascular prowess as they used to. Both of them have the same skills, both of them have the same knowledge, disregarding the fact that this person played a sport. It's not a perfect example, but I hope you get what I'm going for. This person's going to be able to get a lot better, a lot faster, because they can practice more and they can compensate for their lack of technique by training the technique more when they're tired, because they're not going to get as tired as fast. This person, even if they practice fighting more, it won't be as high quality because they get tired easier. So in the beginning, they'll be more technical, but as the workout progresses, this person will be more technical because this one's just so tired from the same amount of work when this one's not. So I hope that makes sense. So step 1, get strong. Step 2, progressions. I kind of went over everything in the beginning, but we'll go over this. Progressions. You want to do, for static skills, you need to do the progressions. There's no avoiding it. You need to do the advanced tuck plunge, straddle plunge, fucking full plunge holds, attempts, all that good stuff. Same thing for front lever. But for dynamic movements, like handstand push-ups, like muscle-ups, you don't need to do that. If you're able to do 30 to 40% of your body weight for anywhere between 6 and 8 reps, for weighted pull-ups, let's say 40% of your body weight for 8 reps especially, you are able to do a muscle-up within 5 attempts, no problem. And if you're not, you've been training weighted pull-ups very wrong. Just a little bit of advice, you want to do these reps like somewhat explosive, so it's not like slow. It's not, if you're doing weighted pull-ups, it's not like up and then slow on the way down, then up and then slow on the way down. It's boom, boom, boom. You do them quick because you want to get explosive and you also want to get strong. When you're trying to get strong, you don't care about the tempo as much. You want to go at a tempo where you don't get hurt. You still want to control it, but you don't need to control it as much as if you're just trying to build muscle or just doing like general fitness practice. That's just a little bit of advice. When you do progressions for dynamic skills, so your handstand push-up, 90-degree handstand push-up, muscle up, and these are things I know for sure because I've done them. I haven't learned to planche, and my front lever was really shitty, admittedly. But these are just things that the knowledge that I have from talking to a bunch of Europeans. And if you don't know, Europeans are the ones who know everything about calisthenics. I'm in tons and tons of groups across multiple different platforms, speaking to as many high-level athletes as I can. For dynamics, if you're strong, you can learn them very quickly. Honestly, I would bet that if you were able to do your body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds and you can do 200 pounds on weighted dips for, let's say, 10 reps, for example, you would probably be able to do a handstand push-up in one session. Now, this depends on who you are. This depends on how like naturally athletic you are and how well you can balance and how good your coaching is and whether or not you're doing the right things or how present you are in the workout. These are all crazy, but you are able to, if you had all the right conditions, to learn a handstand push-up your first session because of how strong you are. Somebody who can't do that, somebody who can't even do one dip, it's physically impossible for them to do a handstand push-up just because they're not strong enough. And you can even argue and say that, no, back to the old example, the one I was just talking about with person one and person two, this is the person who got strong first, this is the person who just focused on the skill. You can even argue, no, this person will always be better at the skill because they practice it more and like they built muscle through that skill and their body's just really good at it. This person will always be better because it's all they care about and all they focus on, and like this person also still focuses on getting strong, so it's not as effective. Okay, that could be true. I'm not saying that's not. This is honestly 50-50 depending on who the people are. But something that is true is, what happens when that person wants to learn planche? Is this person going to restart with a new skill? Because that base of strength doesn't carry over. This person has strong shoulders, has strong biceps from the weighted pull-ups, strong scapula from the weighted dips, strong core from the weighted pull-ups, from the dips, from everything, even strong glutes, because those people tend to squat and deadlift and RDL, which you need to be doing. That's a whole separate video. That person, even if they learn the same skill, it was like this, even if they learn the same skill in the same amount of time, this person will learn the second skill much faster. So that's why you need to get strong first. Just actionable step before you go. A lot of people don't know where to start when it comes to this. So you're going, oh yeah, Brandon, that's cool, but you told me to do all these things. I have no idea how to do any of it. I have a little bit of a solution, and hopefully I can help you. I have a community called GUO, Get Us Out. It's a calisthenics community focused around getting you out of a life that you don't like and into a life that you do like with calisthenics. It's something that I believe in. It's centered around calisthenics and self-improvement. And if you fall into either of those categories, then the community is for you. You can join, you can ask questions, you can talk to people who are like-minded in this space. One of my moderators, Journal, he has like the Minecraft profile picture. We'll get him with his own profile picture soon. But he's very knowledgeable. I'm very knowledgeable. Right now, the group is free. So the only real like value that I can give you is just answering questions, posting content on there, doing like community posts. So if you make a post, especially while it's small, you will get a response at some point. So right now is the best time for you to get a response from me. So if this helped you at all and you want to know how I did these things, and I went from 10 pull-ups to 6 pull-ups with 100 added pounds in the span of 9 months, 8 months, because it's a little bit genetics. Yeah, I'll fully admit that 100% it's genetics, but I also know some things, and I can get you very similar results within the same amount of time if you take it as seriously as I do. So join, first link in the description. My name is Brandon. Keep doing the best at doing your best. Trust God. Fist bump. Signing off. Boop.